Hey everybody, this video is going to be about how to use two kinds of type in Adobe Illustrator. Now that we have area type and point type. So let's create a new document, and I'm going to differentiate these two by separating them on different sides of the page. So as always, I have to pick a letter size. I'm going to go with letter size on this, and let's change this to inches. I have no idea what picas are. So I'm going to go to inches on this, and then I'm going to go with landscape, which is sideways. Normally letters are like this, or call it portrait or letter orientation, and I'm going with landscape so I can separate things off into two sections. So now I have to click the create button, which you can't see, it's at the bottom of the screen. So create, and here's my document. Now just for kicks, I'm going to window, I'm going to choose workspace, and I'm going to reset essentials. So a few things disappear, things get reorganized, rearranged, and there's my document. It almost looks square, but it actually is landscape-oriented letter size. So what we're trying to differentiate between today is point type and area type. So point type is when I click. So I'm going to say let's make point type over here, and you can barely see that, but with point type I can scale it up. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line in the middle of the page, which there's my line, and I'm just going to separate my two ideas into two things. So let's give that stroke a color, and what I don't see right now is the control bar, and the control bar has lots of useful and interesting things to help me get my job done. I'm not sure why it's not default, but it's always got to be there. So what I'll do also is window and align, and if I have that thing selected, then I can choose a line here and align to artboard and center it. So now that line is centered. So I've got two areas to work with. I'm going to go ahead and close my line panel there. There we go. So what I'm going to have on one side is point type. I'm just going to alt drag this over, and even though this can be area type over here, I'm going to write this with area type. So I'm just write area type here, and I can type. I got it. So area type. And if I want to align those things to each other, I could just choose a line here, and I'm going to choose this time selection, and let's align those things to each other. Let's see, that way. So they're sort of on the same section there. So let's see what point type is capable of. So let's choose point type here. Let's all drag a few copies down. If I take this, and my cursor will change depending on what I'm selecting. Now I'm actually not sure what that little handle there does, but if I choose this and rotate it, okay, it goes upside down, it goes sideways. With area type, let me just choose area type. Area type, you click and drag to make it. So if I say area type, and let's just copy and paste that a bunch of times. Area type does automatic word wrap. It's great for paragraphs. It's great for large pieces of text with a lot of stuff in it. If you scale it down, you actually trim things out. So it removes things. So you might just like cut off parts of your paragraph depending on what you're doing. So, and also if I rotate this, it rotates the area but not the type. So that's the primary difference. Now the thing is, both are going to use the regular type tool. There's another thing called area type. Should have a different name, or they should rename this one, but both use the type tool. So don't get confused and start using the area type tool. Just use the type tool on this one. So now if I want to make a paragraph with a point type, here's where it gets dangerous. I'm like, okay, let's paste a paragraph in there, or let's alt and copy and then space. Okay, so this one, as I continue to extend out, it never word wraps. And now the only reason it would word wrap, well, it never would actually. You'd have to hit enter. So hit enter, and it's kind of a pain in the neck to make paragraphs with this, because in this case, when I'm using point type, when I scale it, it doesn't word wrap, it just squishes the letters. Okay, so that's one of the primary differences in how they scale. What happens when I scale them? It just scales the area for area type, and it actually scales the type for point type. Okay, you can turn this upside down if you want to. Now what I discovered in the process of making this video, like seconds ago, you probably saw it happening, little light bulb come on in my head, is I click on this little button right there. If I click on that, it says double click to convert to area type. So if I double click on this, Now it becomes area type. So you can actually change things from point to area by doing that. So that's kind of useful to know. That if you accidentally make one or the other, you can change it by clicking on one of those buttons. So there's how to use point type and area type. And again, we're only using the regular type tool, just a plain old T for type. All right. So point type again, no word wrap. Area type, yes word wrap. Hope that helps. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out.